Confirming drop-off for Sidemen shipment.
You are confirmed. Proceed to drop off.
Dropping shipment in 3, 2, 1.
Right! Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the UK's #1 podcast. Yeah! Over the course of the last 7 days, the Dalai Lama has been acting himself. General G takes over, and Alli claims the balloon door. Sorry. All right. What's this then? Oh! Dear Will, thank you for not mentioning you know what last week. Here is the settlement as promised. P.S. We've given you Ethan's percentage of the company. Lots of love, Josh Circa. Hopefully this is just the first installment though. The countdown to the second installment has begun. All right, recently the internet, or British TikTok, has unlocked a new playable character. This is General G here. He's a new accomplice of Hstikkytokky. His name is George, and he has spoken about having autism recently. What are you laughing for? What's funny about that?
There's nothing, no.
What are you laughing at that?
Why are you talking about this?
Mikey's allowed to laugh at that because it's friendly fire. And last week, Harrison here flew him out to Dubai to mentor him. He said, come out here, come and level up your life and live like me. The two lads, they've been cutting about in a Lambo, they've been to Louis Vuitton, and now they're in the gym together. As you can see here, we've got somebody who has difficulty behaving in an appropriate manner in social situations, spending some quality time with General G. Anyway, the updates have been coming thick and fast, and apparently, George here lost his virginity this week.
Say 2,000 or no general. Say 1,500. No, say 2,000, 2,000.
Higher?
No, 2,000's fine. She said 4,500.
No, she said 1,500.
1,000? Wait, yeah, that's a deal. Wait, I've told her that he's a billionaire from Uzbekistan.
Now, I'll be honest, Mr. HS, I'm not sure a billionaire would be bartering down prostitutes, but good effort. Now, this week, they've made a song, and dare I say it, the General's bit's quite good.
And they call me the General. Popped up the Lambo, feeling incredible. Might take a girl because she's looking too edible. Trust me, HS on stuff.
Turns out Mozart isn't the only autistic musical genius. All right, moving on. Also this week, Wrexham's National League title hopes were saved by Ben Foster, as the newly signed goalkeeper made a 96-minute penalty save to earn a 3-2 historic win over rivals Notts County. So basically, going into the game, right, the two teams are like neck and neck at the top of the league. Only one of them can go up, and if Wrexham win it, they're pretty much nailed on. Anyway, he did this.
Scots for Notts County. Saved! Saved by Foster!
Oh, you could just smell that 1 out of 10. Ben came out afterwards and said it was the second best moment of his entire career. The first coming when he left West Brom and didn't have to live in the West Midlands anymore. I just want to point out, right, like, I don't know if you're not familiar with Ben here, but his kind of YouTube channel has been built off the back of him and his trusty GoPro, right? He puts it in the net while he's playing matches. And weirdly, right, in his big video this week of like about the whole thing, not once did he show the footage of the save from the GoPro. Do you reckon he's maybe sold it to Disney, you know, for their Wrexham series? Conspiracy theories in the comments down below. Anyway, there was then this clip of a bloke called Neil Mellor, like, narrating the game for Sky, and that went viral this week.
Macaulay Langstaff. Ben Foster saved it. He's gone to his right-hand side, and it wasn't Langstaff at all, but it was a save from Foster.
Steady on, fella. Don't go too mental. Also, this week, Dele Alli has been pictured with a balloon in his mouth while surrounded by canisters of laughing gas. Weird though, like sat to flat in Salford with a balloon full of nos, and still no less likely to win a trophy than he was a few years ago. The 26-year-old returned to the UK for an assessment on a hip injury recently, seemingly curtailing his spell at Besiktas. Dele's not been surrounded by that many bottles since he was at Tottenham. Apparently, hearing his mates try to talk while they were pissed and lightheaded reminded him of spending time with Harry Kane. Also, this week, the Dalai Lama has apologised after facing allegations of inappropriate behaviour, after asking a young boy to kiss him on the lips and suck his tongue. Hang on, I thought he was a Buddhist, not a Catholic. Anyway, apparently, he told the boy to come up to the platform where he was seated, motioning to his cheek he is heard saying, "First here," after which the child kissed him and gave him a hug. The Dalai Lama then kept hold of the boy and said, "Suck my tongue." Anyway, obviously, this sparked outrage, and his public relations team responded. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets this incident. Naughty Mr. Lama. Moving on. Came out this week that JiDion has a warrant out for his arrest for criminal trespassing in Houston. It's for appearing in this video titled "My College Professor Rejected Me." In the video, JiDion and another YouTuber called Dami presented a college professor with a balloon, a bear, and flowers for Valentine's Day, but ended up causing quite the disturbance in the class. I feel like I'm looking right down the hole in your willy. What are you standing up for?
It's just...
It's quite imposing.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm
quite
on
a big stature on it. It's just... I feel like this is more comfortable.
All right.
That's where your hand should be, like, near you. So, like, that kind of...
If your cock's that fat, like, fair play.
I wish.
To be fair, though, those are some really nice balloons he's given her. Apparently, Dele Alli's been in touch asking where they're from. Moving on. Terrible joke. Also this week, we are number one. My friends, you lot, you fucking conquered the Spotify charts. Ooh. Joe Rogan loses number one spot as YouTubers take over. Have that, you bull tosser. Joe Rogan's podcast has fallen off the top spot in Spotify's podcast charts as Will and E's TWOTI show has leapt into first place as other YouTubers have risen up. On a serious note, I thank you very much. You lot are fucking nuts. And I appreciate you doing us a favour and heading over there. Now, this week we went to see the billboard Spotify put up to celebrate this. And lads, I don't think they rate us. So basically, right, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but when they have other big podcasts, right, Ben Foster's is up and it says the UK's number one sports podcast, right? It says number one in big letters, like certified, you can't argue, like cold hard fact. However, right, they only called this week on the internet a chart-topping podcast. They don't fucking rate us, right? They reckon it's a phase. They reckon we're stat padding, which we are, right? But fuck them. Not fuck them. Love Spotify. I'm digging myself a hole here. But if you go over and give us a follow, watch it on there, it'll keep us up there and we will solidify ourselves as a top dog in the UK podcast industry and they might give us some fucking money. Keep going over there. If you follow the show, it keeps us propelled towards the top. I will give you a big old sloppy Dalai Lama kiss. Anyway, moving on. Also this week, you might remember this video of Jake Paul running away from Floyd Mayweather. Well, Jake's come out and said it was staged.
A lot of people thought the Floyd thing that happened recently was a big PR stunt with you two.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
How convenient. Now, I might be being dumb here. I'm not sure if I believe it. Like, why would you stage a clip between yourselves if you're not fighting? Like, Jake's come out this week. It's announced officially he's fighting Nate Diaz next. Then you think Tommy Fury's probably ahead of Floyd Mayweather in the pecking order. And obviously the KSI fight too. Apart from, like, boosting Jake Paul's boxing career, I don't really get what's in it for them both. Like, I don't see what Floyd gains there. Anyway, also this week, XQC has responded to being ratioed on Twitter by Andrew Tate after opening up about his mental health. The tweets went as such: "Just sad lately, that's it, nothing else." To which Mr. Andrew replied, "I can fix you." Steady on, Chris Martin.
I quite like that one.
Did you? Yeah. Thank you. And I thought the idea of being mentored by HS, get on the fucking camera. What are you doing? What are you here for? What are you fucking?
You're on your
I need the punch in.
What?
It's not funny without the punch in. Okay. And I thought the offer of being mentored by Hstikkytokky was bad. You didn't even fucking zoom on that one. Why didn't you fucking zoom?
I did it afterwards. I missed it. Do it again.
No!
I saw Pit reply, dude. He ratioed me, dude. It is what it is. Literally got ratioed by Tate fucking XL Tate W.
Sorry, not a clue what he's just said. Zoom, you bastard! Zoom!
I know.
Sorry, not a clue what. After, sorry! After!
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, not a clue what he's just said. All right, I fucked up the delivery. Moving on, annoying twerp and Minecraft star Mr. Tommyinnit has opened up recently about a serious incident that almost made him quit his career online.
I was fucking freaked out. He told me that people were coming for me. This isn't a joke, and that I'd have to fucking prepare.
Oh no! It's the Dalai Lama! Ban the windows! He also said that he can't talk about the incident online because it puts himself in danger and also like the legal processes. But that he can talk about it in person and that you'll have to buy tickets to his tour to find out what happened.
I just can't, but as it turns out, there's a loophole. I am allowed to in person. I'm coming to these cities around the UK and I want you guys to be there. I want you to hear the story and I promise you it'll be worth your while.
Thomas, you little shithouse. Fantastic work. I am proud of the man you've became. Also, this week, mathematicians from the University of Sussex have cracked the code on how to have a sexual climax. It says here, the mathematical model that they used in their newly published paper was inspired by the maths used to improve sports performance and can now use physical and psychological data to show the best conditions to have an orgasm. Round Mikey's mum's house. No, sorry. Apparently, the findings focused on men rather than women, as men have a much simpler arousal cycle. A mathematical study that focuses on the male orgasm, I guess you could say that involves some pretty hard maths. The hope is that further study will allow them to understand female satisfaction. A mathematical study that fakes? Doesn't fake an orgasm. You ever fake an orgasm?
Nah, that's me.
It's not your fucking mum, though.
What is that?
Your mum.
What, did you want these fucking zooms? Do you want these fucking zooms? We can have a raw episode if you want.
Your mum could have a raw episode. I feel like trusting the sexual knowledge of a bunch of mathematicians. It's a bit like asking Theo Baker on how to maintain your head of hair. Also, this week, a woman with two fannies has said one of them is for work and the other is for her husband. How is your man, by the way? Evelyn Miller from Australia's Gold Coast was diagnosed with uterus didiphilus in 2011. I've got to say, I missed that one in Harry Potter. The condition gave the 31-year-old two fully working sets of female genitalia. It says here, while initially anxious to speak about her rare condition with her partners, the mum of two has now embraced it and earns £12,000 a week on OnlyFans. Evelyn said OnlyFans has helped her embrace her condition as people are fascinated by it, which is really great. I'm sure it is. Evelyn's husband lets her have sex with other men on camera, which means actually she's got 3 pussies. Moving on. Also, over the course of the last 7 days, a YouTuber who films prank videos has been shot. Yippee! Tanner Cook, 21, who regularly posts videos of him and his friends playing pranks on people for his channel, attempted to prank a man in a mall in Virginia last Sunday. It resulted in him being shot in the abdomen before being taken to hospital. Tanner said, "I was playing a prank and a simple practical joke, and this guy didn't take it very well. A shoot in an American mall when only one person was shot and no one died? Sounds like progress to me." I've got to say, I watched the bloke's videos this week and I was kind of like researching for this. I'm glad it happened. Too dark. It's an arsehole. You should see the videos.
You guys leave now.
But sir, we just want one more picture. One more picture.
No, you're not. If I come back, you come back here, I'm going to...
Anyway, also this week, in really important internet news, they've made a giant baked bean. Tom Snell, 25, and Dylan Hartigan, 27, spent last Sunday afternoon creating a mammoth version of a Heinz baked bean. They said, the UK loves beans, so what's the next step for the bean? How do we elevate it? The obvious next step was to make it as big as we can. biggest bean in the world, they reckon.
Yeah?
No chance. You should see your mum's. No.
You brought me over here for that.
Also this week, a woman has demanded that Sainsbury's rename a sexist steak product while calling it wildly inappropriate. Rose Robinson nipped into a Sainsbury's in Norfolk and was horrified when she saw their Big Daddy Beef rump steak. The 38-year-old claims she was stopped in her tracks by the meat's sexist and misogynistic name. Apparently, Rose, mum of 3, deemed involving gender when marketing generic food items wrong and unnecessary, as there are other ways its supersized nature could have been hammered home. Now, is there? Right? Like, I challenge you all, right? Maybe even the comments down below, to describe an extra large bit of meat in a way that doesn't sound like you're talking about a cock. Anyway, apparently she literally reactivated her old dormant Facebook account just to post about this online. She was then advised by Sainsbury's to complete an online feedback form, but claims she hasn't heard back since. Damn, sexist Brandon. They'll get a right grilling over this. Sainsbury's did, in fact, comment on the matter and said, complaints about our steaks are extremely rare. Moving on, a man has stuck 9 cream eggs up his bum for an Easter world record this week. I know a certain woman from the Australian Gold Coast who could give him a run for his money. Also this week, we got this video of a royal guard shouting at a girl outside of Buckingham Palace.
Do not touch the king's lifeguard!
Let it go, fella. Move on. She died months ago. All right. I'm putting this really late in the video, but I hope by the time Monday comes around, something more interesting has happened. So we got an exciting title and thumbnail. Anyway, you might have seen this video on the JJ Olatunji channel this week, where he resembles a beluga whale. JJ said the injury he sustained is from a clash of heads during sparring. His sparring partner's funeral is next Tuesday. Like, if there's anything that man's head didn't need, it was swelling. I haven't seen the footage of the punch his sparring partner landed on him, but apparently it was a blinder. You might be aware, JJ went to a mosque after the whole Sidemen countdown situation last weekend to better himself and learn more. If you ask me, it looks like they gave him a good education. Right, my friends, that's the end of this week's episode. Please like, subscribe, and we will see you very later. Goodbye.